When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
And welcome aboard. It's another edition of Brown and Jen's Great Escape. It's our podcast in our attempt to turn the news frowns of the world upside down. So we got the smile on a stick working for us.
Yeah, it's back there. Yeah, I feel like we need to up our game and give it. That's why it's like Fozzie. Waka, waka, waka. We need to do something to make it more scintillating. No, he's not into waka.
All right. Well,
you disagree?
Let's start scintillating.
Can I get a waka, waka?
Waka, waka.
Thanks, Ron.
What in God's name is that?
I don't know. It's
What
just
the hell are you
Fozzie
talking
Bear.
about?
Waka,
Who's
waka,
Fozzie
waka.
Bear? Oh, is that Sesame
He's
Street?
a Muppet, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Muppet.
he's the
Oh,
guy.
yeah, I
He's
know
the
the guy.
Muppet with the bear
He's
hat.
got the little hat
He's
on.
supposed to be a comedian.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Waka.
supposed to be a comedian.
Yes.
Anyway, what is this?
That went over like a nun farting in church, right?
Fart in a submarine.
Oh,
Went
wow.
over like a Led Zeppelin. That's
Yeah.
how they got their name. So check that out. That is
Yeah.
our tree of brouillons, the
It
holiday
is.
Christmas tree of brouillons. What's a brouillon, you might ask?
What
For
is
the
a brouillon?
umpteenth time, it's Italian slang for the town simp, the town idiot to the 15th power. So we have decided, I think rightfully so, Alec Baldwin is the tree topper for this
Yes.
particular holiday season. He
Yeah.
remains the tree topper. However, each and every podcast during the Christmas season, we add yet another ornament, and I think Jesse, don't call me Smollett. He's found guilty. Guilty of staging his own racist and homophobic attack in Chicago 3 years ago. I don't even know who he is. He's just a C-level star, right? Empire? Was that the show? Empire.
Yes. He was somebody that I think you probably would have seen on Fantasy Island or Love Boat at some point if he didn't blow up his own career.
Right. If in the 70s, that's where you probably would have seen
you
this
ended
guy.
up.
Yeah, or on the bottom row of the Hollywood Squares.
Oh, yes.
You
That's right. Hollywood Square.
Not Charlie Weaver's spot, the two next to him, because that was always like these. Paul Lynn was the center.
Paul Lynn was always there.
He was the center square.
And Brett Summers.
No, that was a match game. Brett Summers.
Yeah, but she was on. Wasn't she on?
Probably occasionally, but not a lot.
She drank a lot, that lady.
Oh, they all drank a lot.
Yeah. She
Supposedly.
drank gin. Gin.
I have Peter Marshall's.
I'll tell you how I know that.
Peter Marshall's book on the Hollywood Squares that he
Yeah.
wrote. There was a tell-all book that he wrote like 5-6 years ago. He's still with us, by the way. Yeah, and
he's old. Then.
His name is Pete Lecoq. That's his real name.
Wow,
So-
that's a rough name.
So you know why he changed it for show business reasons.
Pete Lecoq. Could you stand? Rise. No, rise.
Rise. Yes, good.
Yeah, you got to change that last name. That's
Hey,
not nice.
Pete Lecoq, calm down, will you? But anyway, I digress.
terrible.
But he wrote, and he said that, I didn't realize this, but when the show was on Monday through Friday, they used to tape them. They would tape them 2 at a time. So they would take a break and have dinner, and they all got gassed.
Of course
They
did.
were all blank-faced. Well, I can say shit-faced on the podcast.
Well, you can say anything.
They were all shit-faced, and apparently Paul Lynde was a very angry drunk.
Oh, come
very
on. He was
angry
a Judy
man.
Garland.
He was an angry.
He was a Judy Garland.
He was an angry guy, and for the second taping, he would get real testy. And if you watch some of the replays, you can
Fresh?
see.
When you say testy, you mean you get fresh?
Yeah, nasty.
But it's a fun game.
Kinda
What do you
get
get nasty about? It's not like somebody's letting your dog crap on your front lawn
You know,
and not pick it up.
They all got their questions ahead of time. Did you know that?
I'm
They
not
weren't.
surprised.
They weren't given the punchlines and stuff. They were left to their own skills and their own efforts, but they knew the questions in advance, so
I'm
they
not
could
surprised.
come up with clever report.
Did they know the content, not the questions, but did they know the potential content of what to study for Jeopardy? Because how are you
No.
gonna? Come on,
No.
how are you gonna go on that show? I sit there. You guys must do this too. I sit there in my living room and I put it on. And I try to yell out the answers. And, I never have friends over, but once in a blue moon you do. And you're sitting around and you try and be smart. And you answer 1 out of 20 and you sound like a complete fool. And I say to everybody, that's not, no. They must have had
don't.
about 7 language arts and Greek culture and
Nope.
King Henry VIII, and then how are you going to study the entire set of encyclopedias then? It's impossible.
You don't, and that's why it's only the cream of the people who know how to play the game who get on it. I tried out for Jeopardy years ago.
Yeah, I made a phone call. I didn't get it.
They had a mass tryout in Seekonk. I remember I went and I never got past the first round.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
Did you do good?
yeah, I did pretty well, but you got to be really fast to jump in and stuff like that. We digress. Let us talk about this.
We do not digress. This is what this podcast's all about.
Well,
Nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode.
I wish it was like a Seinfeld episode
We'd be rich.
so we could get residuals.
Yeah.
Or get some money.
Yeah.
Jesse Smollett, right here, convicted of 5 of 6 counts that he faced. Most legal experts say it's more likely he's going to be placed on probation, ordered to perform community services, because his record only includes apparently a DUI. So I don't think you're going to find him spending any time behind bars, even though he should be for what he did.
What a salacious, quick.
Salacious.
Yeah, what a salacious, quick little trial there. I mean,
that was
we
fast.
found out that. Hi, Patty.
That was fast.
Mike.
Oh no!
No way.
Really?
Michael Nesmith
I saw it on Facebook.
passed away.
TMZ.com.
Oh, what did he die of? The dude from the
Well,
monkeys?
yeah, he's had some physical problems over the past decade or so. Oh, so
Breaking news.
Well, it's breaking news because
it
we're tracking this now. Certainly won't be.
Yeah.
Michael Nesmith dead at the age of 78. So there's one monkey left. That's it.
Davy Jones.
No, Mickey Dolenz.
Oh.
Davy Jones was the first.
Davy Jones is dead?
David Jones was the first to die.
Really?
Yeah.
When did he die?
He died like 10 years ago.
No.
Now.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only got sober 4 years ago.
So
how would I?
Well,
have
that's
known
sad.
this?
Mike Nesmith, dead at the age of 78. You know, Nesmith's mom is the woman who invented, it's either liquid paper or whiteout.
No, it is liquid
Is
paper.
it?
As a matter of fact, what an odd thing that this shows up today. Because yesterday I was thinking, I don't have caulking. Maybe, hand to God, maybe if I could find some liquid paper in the house, this little crack that's in the wall that's blowing in air into my living room,
Liquid paper. You're gonna use
paper
that.
would stop it. Because
No,
that's
it
it, and I couldn't find any. And I'm gonna try it though. I'm just gonna paint it on the crack. You don't think it'll work?
It won't work. You need.
Are you sure?
Take it from me. You need spackle or you need some something else. But anyway, Michael Nesmith dead at the age of
I used to watch
78.
the monkeys.
You know, I do. I love the monkeys. I thought they were
Oh,
great.
really?
Yeah, I thought they were terrific.
Show was
The show was
crazy.
fabulous.
It was mental. It was
crazy.
It was like
It
a
was like-
hit of acid.
It was like a Marxian romp,
It
as
just
we
didn't
would
make
say.
sense.
No, and it didn't have to. And then they'd always have one of their big hits at the very end.
Yeah.
And they're chasing
And
everybody
then
around.
they're
and fucking-
running and singing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
I mean, and then but it never made sense. And you'd hear boing, boing, and all of a sudden there'd be a calf flying across
Yeah, it
the
was crazy.
TV,
It's a lot of fun.
yeah.
And a lot of
A
people.
lady in a bikini going, for no reason.
And if you look at it,
For no
if you
reason.
go back and you watch them today, you're going to see a lot of young stars who became very big stars later in their careers. And you'll see a lot of familiar faces. Milton Berle is in it. Liberace's in one of them. It's
No way.
absolutely hilarious. But anyway,
Oh.
Nesmith, he's credited with creating music videos.
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
I did
He was
not.
one of the first people to create a music video.
Wow.
And it wasn't of the monkeys. It was something that he was managing.
Yeah.
But that's sad. Mike Nesmith, he was the one who wore the cap, the knit hats like yours.
What do you say? He's now heading to the great by and by.
He is
that
on the
what- how you
Persimmon Arch of Performance in the Sky.
Wow.
Mike Nesmith, unfortunately, leaving
I
us
hope
at
he
the
was a
age
good man.
of 78
That's
years old.
young.
So one monkey left.
That's
it.
young.
It's
isn't
very
it?
young.
I
Yeah.
mean, when you start getting older, you say 78's young. It is because people. I mean, I don't know why you do that, but you just do it. People are living longer.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Not
I
Mike
think it's
Nesmith,
young. No, not Mike Nesmith.
Bad news.
Oh.
The Revel Lounge Christmas party is no more.
It isn't.
It's canceled because the Revel Lounge
no
has...
bologna and cheese.
Nope, they have lost their license after repeated shootings there.
Wow.
Yes, so the Revel Lounge, site of triple shootings in October. 1, 2, 3. 3 strikes and you're
Hey.
out at the Revel Lounge.
You know, you're trying to impress your date. Why don't we head to the Revel Lounge tonight?
For a nice Velveeta sandwich on white bread.
We might see a shooting.
Oh, my
Could be
Lord.
interesting.
What
Get
a-
your iPhone ready.
What a dump.
That's terrible.
What a dump, as Betty Davis would say.
What a dump.
Now we move on to, are you ready for new license plates finally here in the Ocean State?
Well, I get. Well, I have a veteran's plate.
Oh,
so-
I know you do.
Yeah, so I mean, I like having a different, you
Yeah.
know, a little plate with an American.
Well, you're
flag
entitled
on it.
to it because of your service.
Yeah, but I mean, what are we doing now?
Apparently, they
Cooler
are.
and warmer?
No, they're going to open it up to the public. Oh, this ought to be great, and everybody's going to be able to make a suggestion about what the new plate should say, what it should look like. Are we going to say goodbye to the wave?
Are they going to be open to all suggestions?
They should be.
All
How,
suggestions.
how about this design? The picture of a politician with their hand in my pocket,
Yeah.
right? Taking my hard-earned
All
dough.
suggestions. How about just Rhode Island with the poop emoji? You know, that smiley face poop emoji.
I
I
like
mean,
that.
are they going to be open to all suggestions?
They
is
say
what I'm
they are.
saying.
They say
Is
they
there
are.
is there a monetary prize for this?
No.
Are you sure? Nobody's gonna part. What do you get? You get pizza and potentially thousands of dollars to get a booster shot to get the vax.
Yeah, well,
but you're
yeah.
gonna give
If
an
you're in a
artistic
union.
idea away to the state, and they give you nothing. Just
The
toilet
wave,
flush?
the current thing that we have now, the
I
wave.
hate the wave.
Me too. That's too strong.
I
dislike the wave.
No, I hate it.
No likey.
No, I don't. But I love Mr. Potato Head.
Well, maybe you put him on
I
there.
love Mr.
Watch,
Potato.
that's what's going to happen. That's what they'll accept. The plates will all go to print, and then Hasbro will pull out of Rhode Island and go to Japan.
They'll go to Worcester.
Worcester, exactly. The wave, designed, by the way, created by an artist by the name of Richard Vincent. That thing debuted back in 1996. That's how long we've had like the same kind of plates.
No offense to artistes everywhere, because I mean, I have a friend at kickboxing. She's fabulous. Her name's Rachel, and she's an artist. But I could have done that. That's an artist rendition of a wave.
Got me.
Do we? I'm gonna just to refresh your memory. If you don't have a chance to look at people's license plates when you're driving, because why should you?
Because you'll get killed.
I know. So hey, but there's a big marquee with Rick Springfield on it on 95.
You're a big Rick Springfield
Oh,
fan.
love him. I cried when I met him.
So is he coming to town? Is that why he's on the marquee?
Him and George Thorogood have a New Year's Eve party going on. I think it's a.
George Thorogood.
I know. He's got I have one song.
Yeah.
Bad to the bone.
No, he's got two.
He does. What's the other one?
One bourbon, one
that's a
one
good
beer, right?
Yeah, they're both in their 70s now,
Yeah.
and so they're gonna rock out.
It's
But
the hip replacement tour.
yeah, I mean, well, he did go on tour, I think, a few years ago with Pat Benatar, and I was so sad that I didn't get a chance to see that.
Yeah,
but
you're a big fan. You're a
I
big
am.
fan.
I sure am. I love the guy. Did I tell you I cried when I met him?
You just did.
Yeah, and I said to him, so I went to a meet and greet.
He
and,
probably cried when he met you. Too.
Yeah, probably. And I said, "Oh, I've been waiting since 8th grade. Now I'm almost 40. I've been waiting since 8th grade to meet you." And
However,
he was very sweet. He gave
there
me
you
a
go.
hug.
See?
Super sweet. And we took a picture, and he gave me a huge hug. And I made a phone call to my friend at the time.
Drop the dime.
Dropped the dime, and he talked to her.
Now, see, that's nice.
Wasn't that neat?
See, so often you're disappointed when you meet your heroes.
No, I was not.
Whether they be, showbiz hero, music hero, broadcast hero. So I'm glad that he did not disappoint you.
I really loved meeting him.
Look out, folks, because online prices are going up. So if you blindly shop online, you think it's cheaper, well, think again.
Yeah.
And that's another good reason to compare prices and try to shop locally if you possibly can. See that number of inflation? Holy shnikes.
Well, yeah, I'm a
Holy
little
mackerel.
confused though. So, because they said the job numbers are the lowest
Yeah.
in 52 years, which I don't
Jobless.
buy. What part?
Jobless numbers.
Jobless numbers. But at the same time, inflation is where it's at, and then the next time they give us the job numbers, they're going to say, "Oh, the numbers were skewed and this and that," and I just don't know how they're plummeting and they're awful, and then they're super high.
I don't know.
And this is like every 2 weeks. They do.
I don't every 2 weeks. How would you, every other day?
Well, yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know who to listen to or who to believe anymore. Inflation surges 6.8%, even more than expected in November, the fastest rate since 1982. However, yet,
I think gas is going down though.
supposedly, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
You know that guy, CNBC's Jim Cramer, the investment guy who yells at
Yeah,
everything?
he screams at everybody.
He's
I
always-
gotta take a piss!
Yeah, that's always screaming, always going mental.
Oh, you're making me nervous.
Well-
I just pissed myself because you said
Well,
that.
listen to this. He sees potential for a new roaring 20s type economic boom as COVID concerns recede. Are COVID concerns receding?
when are they doing that?
I must have missed that.
I mean, I drop out of the news quite a bit, and I do watch quite a bit of SpongeBob SquarePants. But no, I think everybody's still pretty tense about COVID.
He thinks there's a big boom coming.
Okay.
And, listen,
Hey.
I hope he's right.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to what you just mentioned before we turn it over to Jen's news. Gas
Yeah.
prices are expected to tumble below $3 a gallon pretty soon. And the U.S. Energy Information Administration, that's right next door to what?
The American Egg Board,
You got
folks.
that straight, right?
Yes.
They finally said that we can see gas prices starting to creep lower, and they expect it to be about $3 by the middle of January, if not the end, and then towards February to be under $3 a gallon. So let's hope that, fingers crossed. Let's hope that's
You
true.
want to tell all the local gas stations that, or we're trying to get as much
I
money
know.
as possible? By the way, I was in Stop and Shop yesterday. I was perusing. There's no eggnog at Stop and Shop. There's Gorelick Farms, but there's not the vanilla or pumpkin or
flavored
light or
eggnogs?
there was. I don't understand. Maybe there's a shortage now of eggnog.
I don't like the nog.
Really?
Yeah. Don't.
See, I cut it with almond milk, so it's not as thick and it lasts longer,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
super fattening.
No, I'm out on the nog.
Yeah. Well, there's no booze.
No, but I mean,
It's just that heavy egg taste.
right.
I love it. But I wanted to tell you something else. Oh, so as I was perusing the aisles for various items, up on the
rooftop,
intercom.
quick. Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, on the intercom it says Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
No.
Make sure. And I said out loud,
No.
we haven't even gotten through Christmas
That's terrible.
or New Year's. Yes, they're pimping for Valentine's Day.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn it over to Jen's news. See what's going down. And we have not retired. We put the kazoo on hold.
Yeah, it's so obnoxious.
Because now it's a holiday tinkle instead.
It is.
A
That's
ringy-dingy.
That's the third reference to urine in less than 5
That's
minutes.
true.
Now I want to apologize to all of our fans out there
For this podcast?
Gene, we are sorry, but I got to sing her happy birthday next week. The Pro Rat is making an appearance as well as the handy wipes because I forgot to bring my gift idea for the week.
We only
day.
have a handful
I
of
know.
podcasts
I felt
left.
so bad. Well, I got busy because I was peeking out the window at my neighbors. I wanted to see that they got a delivery
That's
and
Uncle Al's ringy dingy.
what it might be. See,
Nice.
I look at if they have big packages.
Yeah, well,
I'm nosy.
You just look.
I'm super nosy.
You just look.
I do. Oh yeah, I
All
would
right.
never do
Well.
anything like that.
Up,
I gotta
down,
meet
quick,
God
quick,
someday.
quick,
He's gonna
quick.
say, Jennifer,
All right.
you have to stay on the other side of the gate for eternity. I don't want to hear
We'll do
that.
Jen's news and then we'll get
It's
to.
not uplifting.
Where did that come from?
Hey, where did that come? All right, in Jen's news, America's favorite segment, as said by moi.
Yes,
Waka waka waka. Do you like this little zany podcast thing we got going on?
I got that going on.
Yeah. All right. Well, in Jen's news, how about this? What could be the next big shortage? I guess for a while it was toilet paper, then it was everything,
Yep.
and then it was everything again, and then it was cream cheese.
It's cream cheese last week.
It was
Last
cream
podcast.
cheese,
yeah.
and now it says chicken tenders could be the next big shortage.
Oh my.
Yes, chicken tenders are an item on people's list for a supply issue. You won't find any deals on chicken tenders at KFC or other fast food joints anytime soon. That's because the delish food is the victim of labor shortages and adverse weather, they say. Ron? Yeah, leaving some meat manufacturers expecting to be at less than full operating capacity.
Meat.
So, yeah, chicken tenderloins, how they're packaged in grocery stores, will also be part of that shortage. So,
So stock up now.
yeah, I mean, but see, you know what? When the pandemic first started, I did that, and I never ate the meat, and it all went bad.
You have to freeze it.
But I don't
Einstein.
understand because I put it in Ziplocs, and
Did you freeze it?
yeah, but it got freezer burn.
Well,
Why?
Because you got to buy one of those things that sucks all the air
seal?
out.
Oh yeah, that was like $80
Maybe Santa
worth
will
of-
bring you one.
I don't want that. Hey, Merry Christmas! Here's a vacuum
There you go.
seal. That's
That's it.
terrible. All right, Ron, how often do you feed your canine every day?
Hazel
Yes.
eats 2 times.
Officially, not the snacks.
Hazel eats 2 times a day. She
Right.
is still her clock is still on the old clock when I was doing morning show.
Yes.
So she wakes me up every morning, anytime between 3:30 and 5.
It sounds like the cat. At my
3/4 of a cup
hacienda.
then, and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3/4 of a cup.
Right. Well, feeding your pooch, Ron, experts are saying just once a day could reduce the risk of them dealing with age-related health issues.
She won't go for that.
I know, neither will Molly. University of Washington, and I think that's mean. University of Washington researchers polled information from over 20,000 pet owners, and about 8% of dog owners reported only feeding their pet once a day. And these dogs scored 0.63 points lower on a test for cognitive dysfunction. So the less you feed your dog, the smarter they are.
Well, remember, the less, the fewer times you feed your dog.
Well, yeah, because
So
if
would
you're
that
feeding
mean-
your dog less, if you're feeding your dog twice a day and you cut it back to once a day,
But what if you feed her once a day or him once a day, but it's the capacity of 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Like Hazel gets 3/4 of a cup. So if I fed her once,
yeah, but you
what I
can't
do
do
three-
that because then you worry about bloat with your dog.
that dog will eat packing chips. She
Yeah,
don't
well,
care.
Yeah, I mean, and then also dogs fed once a day had 59% lower risk of having liver issues and 35% lower chance of having,
Okay.
internal disease that has to do with their belly.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
too late for me to
gastrointestinal.
consider doing that because
Yeah, I
forget
know,
it.
it's
She would
just-
not let me
I
do it.
don't-
But if you got another dog, maybe you start doing that.
Maybe you feed them a little bit more than you would, but I don't like that. I
Not a
think
lot.
that's mean. Hey, there's a Let's Go Brandon store that opened in North Attleboro.
I saw that.
That's. I don't have any details on that. The story is not here, but I just wanted to.
I saw the
that's
headline.
balls right there.
I
to
saw the
do that.
headline, yeah.
Don't you think that thing's gonna get torched?
Yeah.
No.
Well, the Trump stores didn't get torched. Remember they had Trump memorabilia?
Yeah,
all
because
those
I think
Trump things?
everybody was basically like, dude, you're on your way out. We don't even want to waste getting arrested for that insanity.
I guess that's taking a risk.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I mean,
Brandon
I
stores.
really think that's, and I see in your neighborhood when I drive around to come here, there's handmade "Let's Go Brandon" signs
Yes.
that have been smashed out
Yeah.
on telephone poles.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I saw those
ooh,
too.
There's some testy people up
Yeah,
in
so-
these pots. And finally, toys prove to be a better investment, Ron, than gold. I like that. Art and financial securities. It seems people who collected, get this, Beanie Babies in the 90s weren't so crazy after all. A study finds that unusual ways of investment, such as collecting toys, can generate very high returns. For instance, secondary market prices of retired Lego sets grew by 11% annually,
Wow.
which is faster than gold stocks and bonds. So this is why I have so many old things, and people say, why do you save everything? I mean, I'll long be dead, but I guess I'm investing for somebody who,
You could probably put
cares
those.
about me.
You know what? You could probably put those on some of those things in the market right now,
Yeah.
and make some good pocket money.
Yeah.
Because if what do you care? Once the grass has grown over you.
Yeah, I know.
you
There's
know.
no U-Haul on the way to heaven.
Yeah. So I mean, if I were you, I would start looking at some of the stuff that's
You
in
think?
pristine. Yes, that's in. I got a very good friend who collected Marvel comic books growing up as a kid, and I mean, he collected them. He kept them packaged in plastic and pristine. He's making thousands of dollars now on the side
All
with
right,
these
let me
things.
ask
You should strongly consider it.
Well, let me ask you this. A last question before I turn it back
Yes.
over to where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about, how many things in the culture over the last 2-3 years have sort of disappeared? For instance, the Native American that was really a white chick on Land O'Lakes.
Oh my God.
She gone.
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima. I'm
Uncle
trying
Ben.
to think.
Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben. So on
Eskimo
and-
pie.
Yeah, Eskimo pie. So people have kept the containers
Mm-hmm.
or the wrappers or the cartons or whatever. Do you think that there's going to be that, let's say 20, 30 years, there'll be, some
I will answer
monetary
that
value?
with this. There's
Yeah.
an ass for every seat.
Yeah, you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
How about Mrs. Buttersworth? Did she get the boot? I think she did.
Did she?
I think she did, too.
Why? She was just slithering along like the snowman in Frosty.
Well, she
wasn't
kind of
bothering.
looked like Aunt Jemima.
Oh,
I
guess.
Maybe. The most outrageous one to me was Eskimo pie. I mean, why is that offensive, an Eskimo pie?
Right.
Anyway, where did that come from?
Right.
Where did that come from? We've been talking about my dog Hazel quite a bit. And every now and then when she does the Zooms and she does some real quirky stuff.
Yeah.
It's a yellow lab, 6 years old, and a rescue. And every now and then my wife Patty will say, man, that dog's got a screw loose.
She's got
So,
well, every time I walk in,
Yep.
she grabs the towels.
Well, that's
any
what.
hanging towels anywhere, and she just runs around.
Well, she's a
with them.
retriever, so she's bringing you a gift. So that makes sense.
Oh,
That
isn't
makes
that
sense.
nice?
Running around like a crazy person, or all of a sudden putting the brakes on when she sees a truck, and won't budge. That's when Patty says, "I think this dog's got a screw loose."
Hazel, next time I come here, grab Daddy's wallet. Bring that.
Yeah, really.
Bring that.
Believe me, it won't be much of a tug.
It's like that.
Nah, it used to be. It ain't now. So the origin originates from the cotton industry, goes back to the 1780s.
Really?
When textiles began to be mass-produced during the Industrial Revolution. Any machine that stopped working or produced faulty cloth was deemed to have a screw loose.
Oh,
somewhere.
no way.
So
Isn't
there
that
you
something?
go. So now you know, as Paul Harvey would say. Kind of a steal from Paul Harvey when he used to do that. Good day. Now
You
you
didn't
know
say it. Now you know.
the rest of the story.
The rest.
So that's where that came from.
Well, that's interesting.
Now, while I fire up the instrument, see what you got there. You got any food? You got some food news today? Anything
I'm
good?
sure. What do
Anything
I
good?
have? Yes, I have a couple little things here. Heineken, by the way, folks, if you're a Heineken drinker, I heard this on the radio driving in from, I believe, wow, your bellows over there, pal.
Oh, something's wrong. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Is our end of show
Uh-oh.
music device?
Might be on the way to the button box.
Oh, no. Well, anyway, if you're a Heineken lover, wow, that's,
Sorry.
you know what that sounds like?
Yeah.
The end of a movie where someone's right about to get killed and then they roll
It does.
credits.
It does.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you're a Heineken fan, you just stroll into a liquor store. I guess there's a contest. You could win Heineken for the rest of your life. Okay. So that was dramatic. And
I'm
finally,
sorry, I'm concerned about my
KFC,
instrument.
don't be concerned. We'll get it fixed. KFC brings back the 11 herbs and spices fire log for 2021. For the holiday season. It's welcoming back. It's seasonal fan favorite. So it's a fire log by Enviro Log, and it's available for purchase now exclusively at Walmart for about $16, and it smells like the 11 herbs and spices.
Oh.
So you can have your entire living room crackle and pop with the stench of KFC.
And those are all still secret, right? The secret 11 herbs and
They are.
spices. So, shh.
They are secret.
All right. Happy
Yeah.
holidays.
Oh,
Be
those
kind
poor
to each
bellows.
other. I'm so sorry I can't play a little tunage of that. We'll figure it out. But we'll see you next podcast.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.